Who are you when the sport that you knew is gone? Who do you think you are? What do you think that portrays? And when you're going from playing a sport to no longer playing a sport, you completely lose your identity of who you are, what you represent, and what you're doing. For me, football was my sport. This was the thing that was everything for me. It was my identity since I claimed it to be my everything in 7th grade. That's when I started going to the gym. I started training to get better at football. Once I realized, hey, training can get me better at football, I doubled down on it and I said, you know what, you can actually get better at football from training. So I'm gonna train and get good at football and then just be really good at football. That was my thought process, and all the way up until a year ago, I chased that. This was my identity so much that I literally chased it and lied to myself for multiple years, saying I could still do it when I knew I was not playing the way that the game was meant to be played. I kept getting injured over and over again, and I kept having the excuse that I just wasn't trying hard enough, which was not the case. And so I would go into every year for the last 2 years, and I would tell myself, all right, I'm gonna give it everything I have, and if that doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Got hurt, didn't work, then had to reset, and then did the same thing for another year. And then there went 2 years of my life that I could have spent building something bigger than myself, actually starting the content that I actually wanted to do, actually starting the business that I wanted to do, chase something more long term. But instead, I lied to myself. Once I was finally able to accept the fact that football wasn't my thing anymore, I was able to be released from shackles, and I was able to go full force into what I wanted to do, or think of what I wanted to do if I didn't know what. I've talked about this before, but I had a notepad full of things, ideas, just thoughts of what I could think I wanted to do. I knew it had to do with content, and I knew it had to do with fitness. The reality is, once you get out of this situation, once you understand sports aren't for you anymore, or if that's the situation you're finding yourself in, there is a shift in mindset that happens. And what a lot of people do is they settle for less. They settle for the easy route. They settle for the thing that's gonna make the most sense for everyone else around them, instead of actually taking a second, being introspective with themselves, saying, what do I wanna do? What do I actually want to do? When you settle for less, and you settle for not being exactly what you want to be, even if you don't know what that is, a piece of you will literally die. And I think personally, for people that don't play sports, this happens way younger, because you get out of high school, you're taught to just have a job, you have to have something instantaneously, you don't have any time to figure it out. If you don't have it figured out, you're the worst person on earth. And so I think those people lose this, and a piece of them dies way sooner. And I'm saying, once you're in this position of sports no longer being the object of what you're doing full force, and you have to shift out of it, for me, college football, I want you to take your time and figure out what you want to do. Take a step back and look at the broad scale of things, because you can literally do anything. I know this sounds corny, like, oh yeah, you can do anything, but you literally can. This life is short. This life is finite. You can do whatever you want. And a lot of people worry about money, as they should, but you can make money in anything, literally anything. Anything. Like, look around my room. Anything that is here is a business. There's a business around it, and there's money to be made from that. So instead of just succumbing and just picking the easy route and picking the little box that people want you to be in, take a second, understand that you can make money from literally everything if you have enough passion and conviction behind it, and just know that you can figure out what that thing is, even though that may take some time. For me, it came a little bit easier, and I'm blessed because of that. As I was playing football, it kind of just stumbled upon me, and I was like, hey, training's pretty freaking awesome. I'm gonna do this full time. But the possibilities are literally endless, so you can literally do anything. You just have to have passion, and you have to have conviction behind it. And you have to be somewhat good at the thing, or you have to figure out how to get good at the thing. Once you can do those three things, you can literally monetize anything. And once you can monetize anything, Then it just takes putting in the work and actually getting it to that point of monetization. Again, easier said than done. I'm in the process right now. It's been almost a full year since I started coaching, full year since I've kind of been on my own after football. About to graduate, and that's great, but I'm still in that process of grinding, making it work, making it my full-time job. But that's okay. I would rather do that 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000 than settling for what people think is best for me. That is the piece that I need you to understand. That is the piece. Do not settle for less, or that piece of you will die. I think the thing that a lot of people do not understand, or people take it too lightly, is death. Our own mortality, the fact that there's going to be a day for everyone. And I want you to sit here for a second, try to think, there's gonna be a day I die. There will be a day where I am not here anymore. And once you can fully grasp that, of course, you can look at it and be sad and be like, why? Or you can look at it and know that there's something after this. That's what I think. And there's a finite time on this earth. So why wouldn't I want to spend my time on earth exactly how I want to? And no, that does not mean settle for less, be complacent, do nothing. I mean, figure out something, and it's actually something that you want to do, and chase it with all of your heart and all of your soul, because that's what life is about. Not settling for less, not doing something that you absolutely hate. A lot of people try to say that your passion doesn't matter as much when we're talking about what you want to do for the rest of your life, and I completely disagree. Because people will try to say, oh, money is everything, when money is one of the biggest things. And until you can create that financial freedom, you are in a position of being controlled by the money. So how do you not get controlled by the money? You get the money. But there is literally always a way to get the money by doing something you want to do. You do not have to go slave away at some fucking hourly waged fucking job for your entire life. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't going to be phases of life where you have to go and work, you have to get money, because I've had that as well. I still do that now. But what I'm saying is, do not let it happen for long. Use the discipline, use the consistency, use every attribute that you ever freaking got from being an athlete, and take that and pour into the thing that you want to do. Because it's not going to work, everything that I'm saying, if you're not pouring everything into it, if you're not giving it the energy and the water and the nutrients that it needs every single day to actually flourish into something. It will crumble if that is not the level of intent that you're giving it. So yes, it is possible to chase whatever you want. The level of effort and dedication, that is going to cause a lot of sacrifice. That is going to cause a lot of days where you're working your ass off. But that is all for you being able to chase the thing you want, and then to allow yourself to have chapters of success after these 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 chapters of complete grinding. That's the goal. I don't decide how to live your life. I just know what's working for me and in the decisions that I've had to make through my life. Making the decision of stopping to play football was one of the biggest decisions that I've had to make thus far in my life. It was one of the most instrumental moments of my life, and I feel like it's going to be one of the biggest pivotal points in my life when I look back at it. So when you are finishing sports, do not take this decision lightly. Find out what you want to do and what you actually want to do, and then commit to it, get obsessed with it, and attack it every single day.